Stranded in the desert, these Somalis walked long distances under the scorching sun to reach this area, far from the danger of armed groups. They are nomads who rely on their livestock for their survival. But drought has killed cattle, goats and sheep. Parents are left with nothing to feed their children. Malnutrition is hitting hard.
I came here with 250 goats. All of them are dead except for 2. I have 7 children who I'm struggling to feed and am forced to give them black tea without milk, as all the animals I used to milk are dead.
The UN is worried 20 million people could face starvation in many African countries and Yemen, a region suffering from drought and armed conflicts that have displaced millions of people. Thousands of South Sudanese have fled into neighboring Uganda, caught in a cycle of violence that shows no signs of letting up, facing hunger and the daily threats of armed gangs. Entire villages were abandoned in South Sudan.
The soldiers were looting, breaking doors and beating people. They would arrest you and ask you to show them where the rebels are. But when you tell them you don't know, they beat you. They killed people.
Yemen is another country battered by war. Thousands of people have been killed, many others forced out of their homes. As fighting continues, supplies in food and medicine are running out, and starvation is again a major threat.
There is significant famine. There is people dying because of lack of medical attention. There are people who are simply out of schools simply because the schools are being used as shelters for displaced people.
But as the humanitarian crisis expands, aid agencies are cutting food rations to cope with the growing demands. Demands that are likely to continue in places like northeast Nigeria, where thousands of people leave areas under Boko Haram control. The UN warns unless local communities feel secure, the region might face an unprecedented exodus of the displaced. Hashem Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera.